Hey, what is up you guys? Jabber1 here, and in today's video, we are going to be breaking down the top 10 RPGs that I will be replaying in 2026 and ranking those based on order and how replayable they're going to be as we move into the new year. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think, but let's not hold off any further. Let's get right into the video. Okay, so here we have the tier list set up. I'm going to go through and just give you guys the 10 games that we will be ranking in this video. But first and foremost, we are going to start with the tiers. That way I can kind of categorize them into what tier they belong in. And then from there, they will be ranked in progressing order. So for first game on the list, we have Fallout 3. We've got Fallout 4. We have Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, which I know is a little bit cheating because it does involve Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. But the series as a trilogy kind of goes together, and I wanted to squeeze those into this video. We have Oblivion Remastered. We've got Starfield. We have The Outer Worlds. We have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We have Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, and Cyberpunk 2077. So, for starters, let's get into Fallout 3. Fallout 3, for all intents and purposes, was an incredible game made by Bethesda in the mid to late 2000s. Incredible game. At the time, it was actually groundbreaking. And in terms of replayability and how it holds up today, obviously, graphically, there are better games, but I'm going to probably put Fallout 3 here actually in the A tier. I do plan on playing Fallout 3 in 2026. I also plan on seeing it in all of its original glory because there are talks of a potential remaster coming to Fallout 3, similar to what we saw in Oblivion Remastered. So I wouldn't mind giving the game a good playthrough in its original form. And then hopefully, if we do hear more on that remaster, I can have Fallout 3 fresh in my mind as I play the remaster. If that comes, fingers crossed, I would like to see that. Now let's talk Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was an incredibly controversial game at launch. There was a lot of people that thought Fallout 4 actually started to dumb down some of the role-playing mechanics that made former Bethesda titles so great. I think, at least in my opinion, Fallout 4 did a lot of things really well, and I do like that there were some consequences and actual change in the game world. When you chose to align with certain factions, it would actually either bar other factions from being joined, or actually in some cases, spoiler alert, the game is like 10 years old, so hopefully you've heard of this by now. But spoiler alert, you could actually wipe other factions off of the face of the earth. So Fallout 4 was actually a game I think did that really well. And I'm going to take Fallout 4 and actually put that up here in the A tier in terms of a game I want to replay here in 2026. Now, we have the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Mass Effect, when it came out, it's another one of those titles that was groundbreaking at the time. The role-playing elements in the game with some of the dialogue choices, as well as, again, some of the consequences throughout that trilogy, are still thought of as an incredible masterpiece to this day. One of the reasons it got this Legendary Edition. And I'm going to take Mass Effect here, and I'm actually going to move this to the top of A tier. And I know you guys are looking, you're like, hey, that's 3 A tiers in a row. I promise they're not all going here. But A tier is where you're going to see me put a lot of these games. Because again, I cherry-picked some incredible titles in this list. And all of them are games I think have high replayability. So you won't see anything maybe too crazy, but you'll have to look. But there are some games I think all of these deserve to be in A tier for replaying in 2026. Now, let's talk Oblivion Remastered. This is one that I might get some controversial responses. Oblivion is a phenomenal game, and there's a lot of fun and enjoyment in Oblivion. I just recently did a playthrough on Oblivion a couple months back. Had a lot of fun with it. Didn't get to it right when it came out. I bought it right away, started it, and then got sidetracked with some other games I was playing at the time. So, I'm going to take Oblivion after giving it a playthrough, and I'm actually going to put that at the top of B tier. And the reason I'm going B tier doesn't mean it's not replayable, doesn't mean it's not fun. But for me personally, I just did a playthrough a couple months back. And it's not one of those games that I feel like I can just spend days upon days in all the time. These other titles thus far, especially with the Legendary Edition, that's a little bit of a cheat. But I mean, Fallout 4, I can actually spend more time in Fallout 4 than I can Fallout 3, just because of the building aspect and the settlement building. But Fallout 3, in terms of replayability and overall fun, It's been a while since I've played it. It's been a while since I've really spent a lot of time in Fallout 4. But I do think Fallout 3, when you get back into it after a long time away, something about reliving that world just feels so fresh and inviting. And obviously with the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect, it's such a well put together series that every few years I like to play through those games again. I just had a technical difficulty where a random website popped up from my tier making list. So, going back into this here, now let's talk about Starfield. Now, Starfield is an extraordinarily controversial game. And Starfield is one of those games that, let's talk about replayability in 2026 again. I really think that Starfield here belongs in B tier, just below Oblivion. Starfield has a good level of replayability, especially having that New Game Plus system. If you don't want to start a brand new character, but you would like to kind of do a reset, the New Game Plus system works really, really well in Starfield for that, not to mention the scaling and some of the levels that you don't want to have to regrind for. Makes it a lot easier to just keep leveling that character up throughout that New Game Plus system. So I think it works really well in that regard. I would say that if some of the rumored updates that are coming actually do come, I would actually knock this up into the bottom of A tier. But unless we see the changes that I've heard about, it's going to stay here in B tier, just below Oblivion Remastered for the time being. Now let's talk The Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds is one of those games that when I played it for the first time, I had an absolute blast. It's very quirky, the characters are fun. It's another game that when it did initially come out, I was able to just spend a lot of time living in that world. But as I compare it to some other titles, for me, I cannot spend hundreds of hours playing The Outer Worlds. The fun dries up. And some of that is because of, I guess, how the game is formatted from the progression standpoint. There are some things, obviously, that you can revisit, things that you can perpetually do. But I don't think it feels as good as the other games on this list right now. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on it. If I was ranking this just on initial score of the game, I would put this higher in the tier list than I am now, just so you're aware. But for this tier list, I'm actually putting The Outer Worlds in C tier. For me, super fun game. It built on a really good atmosphere, good characters, and the overall storyline was fun. But from a replayability and playing this game now in 2026, unless I'm just trying to hammer through a playthrough to remember what's going on, I don't feel like I'm going to just pop the game open and say, yeah, I'm going to spend 3 weeks playing this. It's just not one of those games for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, let's talk Fallout New Vegas. A lot of you guys probably saw this one coming, but this is going to be the first game in the S tier. S tier game. Replayability-wise, this is one of the best titles created, and it's from the Bethesda IP, but actually Obsidian developed this game, if you didn't know. The same group that actually made The Outer Worlds. But this game has numerous replayability elements. It's a wonderful world to play in and have fun in. And I could continuously just spend hours and hours and hours playing Fallout New Vegas. I think it's a great title. I think it's got its good quirks. But overall, I think that this deserves to be in the S tier. And that's where I'm going to put it, and that's where it's going to stay. So S tier to Fallout New Vegas. Now, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. If you guys haven't heard, it sounds like they've actually planned new DLC in 2026. So CD Projekt Red will be having new Witcher 3 DLC that's supposedly going to bridge some of the gap between Witcher 3 and The Witcher 4, which sounds awesome. But as the game is right now, I really have to put it at the top of S tier because Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is an incredible game, and it's one that I'm putting up here a little bit higher than maybe I would otherwise, but I have not played a playthrough in like several years, 3 to 4 years. And it is sounding more and more appealing to me to just sink 100, 200 hours in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Incredible game, incredible universe, beautiful environments that still hold up even today. So I would recommend, guys, if you're looking for a game to play here in 2026, look no further than Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Great, great game, and I cannot wait to do another playthrough on this one. Now let's talk Skyrim. I have made countless content on this channel about Skyrim. And if you guys are looking for a game that I have put literally thousands of hours into, you're going to see it's going to go at the top of S tier, beating out Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. Because this game has, I mean, there's a reason I have like 2,000 plus hours in Skyrim over literally 4 different consoles. I had PS3, then I got it on Xbox One, then I got it on PS4, and now I have it on PS5, and I'm a guy that got it on Switch. I'm one of those people that fed Bethesda super heavily, and like they just kept eating, all thanks to me. And other people are going to say, why did you do this? You enabled them to re-release Skyrim 894 times. And to that I say, I love Skyrim. I'm going to buy Skyrim every time it comes out. I am that guy when it comes to Skyrim. So, Skyrim deserves to be top of S tier. There's so much replayability. I'd still discover new things after over 2,000 hours in game. I like to play what I call Vanilla Plus. Vanilla Plus is adding in only mods that fit the world and don't change core gameplay mechanics. So sometimes, I'll do a playthrough where I add different movement or combat mods. But typically I actually play with just the creation content and then some mods that are now achievement friendly. And I typically kick those in. I'm playing just mostly vanilla with a few overhauls that keep the game like the original game intended to be. And I love playing it. I can't get away from it. I have to do a new Skyrim playthrough every quarter, it seems, of the year. And finally, let's round it out with Cyberpunk 2077. Now, this is a game that I hated right when it came out because it was buggy. Didn't touch it for 2 years. Played it again. This is actually the worst, buggy from a bug standpoint. This is the most buggy game I ever played at launch. And I played all of these at launch. But this game I actually thought was the buggiest out of every single game on this list at launch. And now I would put this actually right here in my tier list. This is going in upper end of A. So Cyberpunk 2077, great replayability, great atmosphere. If you want to talk atmosphere, look no further than Cyberpunk 2077. This is a mammoth of a game. It's got great character interactions, good choices and consequence. Really fun to play, and I'm looking forward to giving myself another playthrough here in 2026. So let me know if you agree with the tier rankings. But now let's go, and we're going to list number 10 through number 1 on this list. So number 10, The Outer Worlds. Fun game, but not as much replayability as I would like to see for a game I'm going to play in 2026. Starfield. I think it has great replayability, but because of some of the issues it has and some of the things that need to be fixed with the game, it's going to go in at number 9 on this list. I will still be playing a lot of Starfield, but it's not one of those games that I'm playing just because I want to get lost for hundreds of hours at this point. I'll play it because I've got an itch to get into the sci-fi realm, and this will scratch that itch. Oblivion Remastered. Part of this is because of my own partial bias, having played it very recently through an entire playthrough, but it's a fun game, good replayability overall. That's coming in at number 8. Number 7, we have Fallout 4. Great consequence, great factions, great replayability. The only issue is I have to work on way too many settlements thanks to my friend Preston Garvey. Going on down now to number 6. We have Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I know I kind of cheated when I added 3 games into one here, but I will say if you're playing the trilogy through, it's a great way to spend some of your time really getting involved in a great universe. Great characters, great options in terms of having conversations, dialogue, and even some romance choices. Great game. Cyberpunk 2077, again with the options, the dialogue, the incredible atmosphere and ambiance. Then we move on to number 4, Fallout 3, the original groundbreaking title in the Fallout series. Obviously, it's the 3rd Fallout game. Technically, not the 3rd. It's after that. But it's an incredible game nonetheless, and I think it's going to scratch the itch for a lot of people. And if we do see that remake come, or that remaster, that's going to be a huge, huge reason to jump back into the world of Fallout. Then we have Fallout New Vegas. This is a game for a lot of people that will go down in history as the best Fallout game. I don't care what they do in future titles. This will be, for some, the best Fallout title. I actually think that from a replayability standpoint, this obviously is an S tier. But I actually have put more hours into Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 than New Vegas. But nonetheless, incredible title. Definitely worth playing, especially with the Fallout Season 2 show. Then we have Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, another S tier, coming in at number 2. This game deserves all the kudos, all the awards, everything it has received, it has deserved. This game will also go down in the RPG Hall of Fame of all time as one of the best to ever do it. CD Projekt Red cooked with this. They seemingly could do no wrong after this game came out. And of course, I've got to finish it with Skyrim, the S tier, the biggest, the largest, the best game to ever do RPGs. Skyrim is #1, guys, on the ranking. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you guys would like to see more content like this, please stick around, subscribe. I hope to see you again. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my ranking, if you agree with my tiers, and what you would change. And I enjoyed having you here. And until next time, well met, travelers.